My name is April, and this is Alchemy Project, which is my channel. And the reason why I call it Alchemy Project is because alchemy was like the precursor to science. And it was a belief that we could change one transfiguration, to change one substance to another substance. And I'm really looking to change my life from lead to gold. I'd really like to have better money habits so that I can have a better life, even if it, but the fear, you know what, the thing that scares me about managing my money is that I'll see, it feels like rejection. Like I'm not going to be able to do the things that I really want to do. And somehow I'm going to miss something really important. So I end up missing things that are really important and not doing the things I really want to do because I'm afraid of not doing the things that I'm, you know what I'm saying? So I got to do this for me. And I'm hoping that I can get some folks to come along on the journey, just because I can, I don't know. I just want to do this. I want to do this for me. And I know there's someone else out there who's maybe struggling with rejection dysphoria, or not dysphoria, because I don't think I have a condition, but I do have sensitivity to rejection. And I think that this will help change my thinking about who I really am and how people really feel about me. Okay. So the way I'm going to do that in this video, and probably most of my videos, is to discuss my money. And I have some amorphous blob thinking kind of thing on what I want my goals to be. But the one that I know for sure is that I would like to pay off my credit card debt. And I would like to I have a number that's so large with my student loans that I think of it like I think of death. Like, oh my gosh, it's going to happen. But I don't think about that. I get like a sudden sense of terror that, oh my gosh, am I ever going to get that under control? You know, a lot of us deal with that. But mine is just like, wow, you think I was a doctor. But most of it's interest. So it'd be really nice if somebody could forgive all that stuff. But yeah, they ain't trying to do all that. But I'm a cash-based budgeter, because I found out that if I have money in my account, I'll swipe and I won't care. Like I just ordered food last night. So when we get down to variable expenses, you'll see that I already spent my fast food money, and that's it. And I really have been tracking my expenses, so I know that I can do better. But when it comes to my emotions, and I'll use food. I have a food addiction. And so this is like seeing in black and white, or red and white, because that's the only pen I can find, so that I can see it in my face. And there's nothing, I'm in reality and not in fantasy. And that's where I need to be, staunchly placed firmly in reality. So let's look at the reality of my monies. Now, I've done a monthly budget, and I'm going to show you guys this real quick just to show you. I did it on, all right, guys, I think this is where I was, because I got a call in and I'm recording on my phone, right? So my boyfriend calls me and I'm looking for my phone. So I answer him on the iPad because, hey, oh my God. Oh, grace and mercy, grace and mercy. I am not perfect, but sometimes that feeling of needing to be perfect, like that was some goofy stuff. Anyway, so I did do a monthly budget. So I have an idea of what I have. And I did track some, I think I said this already. I did track some expenses for a couple of months. So I have an idea of what I do. And I also I think I talked about Fantasyland and reality. So let's just get this down on paper for the calculations that I've done for the month. And we're going to break it down for my paycheck that just happened. So on 1/6, and it's for 2 weeks. So 1/6 to 120, right? I will get $1,300 from that one job. And I'm only going to use this job's income because the other one it could be more or less. And I really like to put all that money that I get from that job and some side hustles into my sinking funds and into debt repayment. But if anything were to happen and this is all I could do, I want to be able to manage my life. So I'm just going to say check number 1. So my inflow total is $1,300, and I'm using I think it's the budget mom. Yeah, it's the budget mom, and I'm using her tracker, and I'm working it for me. it seems to be working okay. So we'll stick with what's working and change later if I start doing more. Now, this is my first video, my first budget video, and I'm a little uncomfortable with sharing all these expenses. And I also, I want to get it right. I want it to be relevant, but I also want to have some accountability for myself. So that's really kind of the main thing. Just have some accountability and be able to look back at this video, not just at my ability to make videos, but at my ability to manage my money. This is my set point. This is my ground zero on my journey to financial literacy. All right, so my fixed expenses, I'm not going to pay rent. I don't pay rent out of this first check in the month because I just paid rent. And I'm going to get to a place where I'll get ahead a month or even a half a month. But right now, I'm just trying to create a plan and stick with it. Not setting myself up for failure. 120. Oops. Dang. That played out real good. My date. Let's just stick that in here and work it out. My internet is due on the 26th. And my utilities are due on the 20th. And all my streaming, and yes, please, Lord, y'all gotta not judge me on this one. My streaming is actually $59, but I rounded it up to $60. And I don't want to put a due date in there. I don't like this. That's gonna bug me, but this is what it is. Sometimes we make mistakes. I probably should be using a pencil, but it's the reality of it, huh? So 220 is my utilities. It's sometimes it's never more than 220, but I always pay 220 because it's just easier to maintain a budget, and I'll have some credit in there for later. Even though I have like rent and phone to pay, I pay that in my other check so that I can take care of some savings and some other bills on this first one. Let me stay in the frame. So all of that together is $400 for my fixed expenses. So what I'll have left over is $900. Now my variable expenses are just so basic, gas, groceries, which I don't really need, but I'm going to have put money up for it. Fast food, which I already spent, Lord, but I try to budget $60. That's too much, $30 a week for fast food. But it is what it is, because that's what I do. Because I work and I don't want to come home. It's going to change. This is, like I said, ground zero. So I'm trying not to judge, but I do have to hold myself after this. Household, I was an extreme couponer. It was really stressful. I do have a stockpile, but yeah, I don't need things for a while. Not toilet paper or cleanser, all that kind of stuff. I have that for a while, a couple months. At least 3 to 6 months. Dog food for Bluesy. And for fun, which rarely happens. But we're on our way to a trip to Chicago, so I may use some money for that. But I don't need much because my boyfriend usually pays for things. So with this $900 that's left over, I budget $200, but I've already spent $104. I've already spent $60. So I'm really gonna just stuff $140. And then for groceries, I do $60. For fast food, I do $60, but I've already spent it all, so I'm stuffing $0. For me, I do $20, but I bought something else for myself, so that's $0. I don't really need anything, so that, I'm probably going to blow that, but let's try. Household, $20 just to have it. Dog food, $40. I just bought a big bag, but let's put it in there because he's been eating a lot more lately. And then $20 for fun. So my total for that is $420. Uh-oh, they didn't cut my print job off. Look at that. That's sad. $480 is my leftover. Okay. I always want to have dates for my variable, but why? All right, for my sinking funds, not many because I'm trying to give myself a break and not set myself up. Like I said, pet, car, water bill, because I rent, and at the end of the lease, at the end of the year, I give him what I've used for water. Oh, this shaking. Yeah. So I try to budget $100 a month, but 480. And as you can see, everything is ending in 20 because right now I can only get my money out of the ATM because of some really bad choices. Some money I'm paying back to a bank. I'm on the system and I can't get a regular brick and mortar bank account. I could only get an online account. And I filed bankruptcy almost 2 years ago, and I'm still repairing things. I'd love to buy a house, but I can't right now. And so I'm just trying to just do it even within the limitations of all that. So I really only pull out cash, and then what happens is I'll switch it out in my challenges so that I'll have change. But eventually that'll change, and I'm embarrassed to admit that, but that's what it is. So I usually budget $100 a month for these sinking funds, but this check has a little bit more flexibility. So I'm gonna put 60, 160. Cause I need an oil change. Now I gotta take. That's not what it is. Cause my oil changes are 160, but cause I have a luxury car that I didn't buy for myself, and I wouldn't have. And the maintenance is ridiculous. But I think what is? Oh, I have to take this. I have to pay some tickets. That's what that is. I have to pay some tickets. And so the 60 emergency fund, it should be 50 every 2 weeks, but I'm doing 60 and 40 for the last one because I just, it's more flexible in this one, in this check. So 280, and that leaves me with 200 left over. And so the 200 here, now my extra debt right now, I'm working on the budget snowball. And I just paid off one debt and I paid $85 for that. So 25, and then it's going to be the snowball amount for that first credit card. Excuse me, goodness, snowball, and that's $85. And I've already done that. So 0, 0, and CC number 2. The minimum is due on the 9th. This was on the 6th. It's $30. So the total for that is $140, and that'll leave me $60. So for my challenges, which I am using to add to sinking funds and other debt, like personal people debt, like I owe my boyfriend's mom some money, and I think that's it. And I just want to give her money. I'll just stuff 60. I already have a couple of like 300 and something in there, and I think once I get to the full amount, I'll give it to her. I don't want to piecemeal it. She didn't piecemeal it to me, so I'm gonna give it to her all at one time. So the savings is 60, so my leftover is 0, right? So these are the numbers that I'm using for this week. These next 2 weeks, I will stuff, because I pulled the cash out. I have it over here. I will make another video where I stuff it, or I may stuff and then combine the 2 videos, but it can't happen right now because we're going out of town. I just wanted to get this done because I had to be accountable to myself to get it done. So I'm going to go take care of my business, and we're going to go have a good time. I'm not going to worry about it. And then I'm going to come back and we're going to stuff this binder, these 2 binders. This is my challenge binder, and this is my wallet binder with my variable expenses in it. And then I will go in depth, I think, a little bit on the debts that I have for my challenges that I'm using. And I will have meditated more on long-term, medium, long-term, and short-term goals. All right, just want to get this down because this is how it started for me. Now I'm realizing there's a bigger picture than tracking my expenses and seeing how much I can spend. There is an opportunity for major growth, not just in my financial literacy, but in my life literacy as an adulting literacy, basically. So thank you guys for watching. Don't be too hard on me, but I really could use your support and your help and your comments. If you can just give a sister some input. Yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.